Hey friends, it's Roger. I'm back here in the bunker of awesome. I'm coming at you with another timely Tuesday here, and I think this one's actually going to be really timely. It's going on, we're posting this on February the 9th, which marks exactly 40 days into this thing that we call 2021. We're just slightly past 10% of the way into the year. And there's something that I've been seeing with myself, with I'm going to say all of my coaching clients to some degree, and just like kind of all over the place. And you may have experienced this too. We're far enough into the year that it's likely that you, in your progress towards your goals, have hit some kind of plateau. It might feel like a setback. It might feel like you're stuck. It might feel like a legit obstacle. And quite frankly, it might be one of those things. But all of us, on some level, have probably experienced some kind of slowdown. I'll give you a couple examples of what I've seen with my clients. I've got one client who I'm actually talking to in just a couple of hours here. Who started off the year. He actually had this, he's in the insurance business, financial services business, and he had this huge finish to December that carried over into January. And so he was busy, 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 and people were just like throwing money at this guy, and he was like, whoa. Now, truthfully, what happened is he kind of ran himself out of energy. He overdid it a little bit and kind of got knocked back a little bit these last couple of weeks. Okay, got another client also in the financial services business who who's been on a really he's been on this run for many months of literally having his best month ever, like his relative best month ever. He has best August, he has best January, he has best August, he has best September, October, November, December, and January. And then you know what he got a little sick, right? And things slowed down for him a little bit. Felt like an obstacle or like a setback or like something was going wrong. I can tell you that I've even experienced this plateau thing. I'm working to. One of my things this year is about physical health. I'm a year removed from hip surgery, and so I'm pretty cognizant of like getting my body in shape. Part of that is I'm in the process of losing about 12 pounds. It's kind of the last 12 pounds, which is, sort of stubborn, as you can imagine. And I've experienced a plateau. This week, I've hit a plateau, right? The scale number was going down, 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 nice and steady. And then now the last week and a half, it's just been stuck, okay? And I could give you a bunch more examples than this, but I'm seeing this all over the place where people got off to like a gangbusters start, and for some reason now things have just sort of slowed down and people are freaking out a little bit. So what do you do? Well, here's the thing. I actually learned this I get this feedback from a bunch of different places, and so I wanted to make sure and share it with you. You got to understand that a plateau whether it's in your physical health, whether it's in your money-making ability, whether it's in your business, whether it's in your leadership, whether it's any area of your life, you've just got to understand that a plateau is actually a totally normal part of the process of growing and excelling. I read a book a number of years ago called Mastery, and it described the process of mastery as it doesn't look like if you're looking at your results. Let me see if I can do. If you're looking at, I don't have the cameras figuring this. I don't know if I'm going up into the right or up into the left for you. So I think this is going to be up into the right for you. Results or levels of mastery, they simply don't go like this, and you know this. What it actually looks like is that you will experience periods of a plateau and then a quantum leap to a new level, and then a plateau and a quantum leap to a new level. And life on the plateau is sort of a necessary part. You've got to sort of let your brain catch up with you sometimes. So it's just a natural part of like everything. This is maybe kind of a silly example, but it's a good micro one that helped me understand that a plateau or like a little bit of a stall is literally just a natural part of any process. I cooked a brisket in my smoker last week. I was like, I like smoking meat, and so I said, I'm going to take on a brisket, a big 20-pound honking, full-on packer brisket. It turned out pretty good. But there's this thing when you're cooking a brisket, you put it in the smoker, and it heats up, it heats up. You want to heat it up to an internal temperature of about 200 degrees, depending on the size of the brisket. That can take pretty much all day. And what happens is there's this period once the temperature goes up, 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 and then once it gets to somewhere around 160 degrees, it levels off for like several hours. And most cooks kind of are like, what do I got to do? And they heat it up. They turn up the heat in the smoker. They try and wrap it in foil. They try and do all this stuff because they freak out because the temperature has stopped going up. Well, it's just a natural part of cooking a big old piece of meat. What happens is at that temperature, that's when the muscle fibers in the brisket tighten up. It squeezes out some of the moisture in the brisket that then collects on the surface, starts to evaporate, and the temperature stops going up. It stalls out at about 160 degrees for, it takes a couple hours to work through that. And then it starts cooking again. It's just a natural part of the process of cooking a brisket. Why am I talking about smoking meat here? Well, it's because something like that is the part of any natural process of growth and working towards really mastering something and being excellent. You're going to experience stalls, and so what do you do? What do you do? How do you deal with the stall? Well, my health coach talked to me about this. When you hit a stall, I was like, well, what do I do? What are you gonna have me do to get things moving again? And he goes, honestly, nothing. I'm not gonna have you do anything different. Like, you have a good process and you just need to keep moving forward with it. I promise that you will break through and the numbers will start moving again. And I went, you know what? That makes all the sense in the world. When you're cooking a brisket, what do you got to do? Like, you don't freak out. You just keep cooking. You just trust the process of cooking your deal. And I'm going to encourage you to do the same thing. If you are experiencing stall, setback, obstacle, consider that they are very likely just a plateau. If you've got a good process, you just need to trust that process. Because doing this and then this, totally natural thing. You just need to keep moving forward. Now, if you don't have a process, if you're like, what is this process that you're trying to tell me about here, Roger? That's a little bit different story. That means that you should call us for a little bit of coaching help to help you get a good process. And you know what? If you've legitimately hit a real obstacle and you're moving backwards and can't explain why, again, call us. We'll help you figure it out. But listen, if you're experiencing a plateau, it's a normal part of mastering anything. Trust that process. Keep moving forward. Go have a great week. If we can help, call us, but I'll talk to you in 168 hours. You rock. We dig you. You go have an awesome week.